Today I got this Fender Jazz bass in, and looks like somebody's filed down the nut slot a little bit too far, so I'm just going to show you a real quick trick that you can raise that up without having to replace the actual nut. I'm Dave with Stringing It Together, and let's dive in. So this is a good trick if you're filing the nut slot and you go a bit too far, or you know, I don't know what happened here because I've just got this yesterday, but I'm guessing that somebody tried to file it down and they just went way too far. I mean, just the space here is very minimal. You know, that would be fine for, say, an acoustic guitar, but on a bass you want a little bit more wiggle room than that. You know, these ones, as you can probably see, have a fair amount of space, but then this one, for whatever reason, is just almost right up against the fret. So you do want to make sure to rule out all the other possibilities before you start raising up the nut slot. I mean, first you want to check, you know, if there's any back bow here. Check the frets to see if it's a high fret that's causing an issue. This one seems pretty obvious because when you play the first fret, there's no buzz, and then when you play it open, it starts to buzz pretty quickly. So, and just the feel of it too. All the other strings are a lot higher up than this one. So now that I've just talked a little bit about diagnosing there, all you need to do is loosen this off far enough so that you can get it off there. And then basically all that we're going to be doing is filling this slot with CA glue or super glue, and I like to mix it with some dust when I shave down. This is a bone blank. And whenever I make bone saddles or bone nuts, I usually save a little end of it and have a little pile of them, just so I can shave it down and use it for this purpose. You can use baking soda as well. I've seen people do that. So yeah, and then the sandpaper to shave this down. So I'll do that first. Get my bone dust. I've got my little pile of bone dust there, and now I'm just going to put some tape underneath right beside it so that I don't spill any super glue on the fingerboard. Okay, now I got that all taped off. So I'm going to get my razor blade and I'm going to scoop the bone dust onto there. And I'm going to be using this razor blade to apply it, okay? But I want to put my super glue on there and mix it up. Use something to mix it up. You have to work quick because you don't want it to dry, which is why you want to use like a significant amount of glue, even though you only need a little bit in there. And then work that in there. And let that sit. You want to let that sit for about at least 2 hours. It can take a little bit longer than that. So once you've let it sit for at least 2 hours, give it a feel just to make sure that it feels solid. It should feel like a solid plastic. And then you're going to be using a nut slotting file like this one here from Stuart McDonald. Now this one is 56 thousandths of an inch, which is made for an E string of an acoustic guitar, but it's pretty easy to widen up the slot. So this string on my calipers is 81 thousandths of an inch. So you're going to have to widen up that slot, but it's not really that hard. The first thing you're going to want to do is get a little groove started. So I like to use my fingernail, the side of my fingernail, and gently go back and forth just until you get a nice groove. Now you want to be very careful not to poke the headstock. It's fairly easy to do. You should see a bit of dust coming off of it, just as if you were filing a regular plastic nut. Now you don't want to go too deep here. This is just getting a starting point, and then we're going to widen it up, and then we're going to use a feeler gauge to gauge our depth. So once you get that started, then it's just a matter of filing it down to size, and when you want to get it wider, you just start on an angle like this, start an angle like this, and then work your way down. Start on the other side, and work your way down. And you can always test it with the string. Obviously that needs to be quite a bit wider, so just keep going, start on this side, and work your way down. Start like this, and work your way down. And the next step is getting the depth right. There's a couple different ways. One easy way is using a feeler gauge, and you can just since you know that the other strings are good, in this case anyway. So basically what I'm doing is just finding the thickness by adding or taking away some of these, sticking it under here. And then what that's going to give me is a stopping point. So, you know, I'm not going to be able to go any lower than that. And then that'll just make it really easy because I don't really have to think about it. And then I can make some fine adjustments after. And then you always want to test it out by tuning it up. You can use your feel, you can use your feeler gauge, whatever you want. And then I'll probably go a little bit lower. So when I do my final adjustment, sometimes I'll just freehand it. But if you're just doing this for the first time, I'd recommend using the feeler gauge. And then I like to do just a little bit on the edge outside like that, just keep it from getting stuck. And then it can be helpful to use a little pencil and just put a little bit of graphite on there just to help it slide. You don't want to cover anything else because you don't want to see it, but you won't see that with the string on there. So yeah, there you go. That's a pretty quick fix. And if you want to learn more about guitar repair, I am running a course right now which will be complete in 8 weeks, which will be mid-July. So I'm running it with a small group of people, so we can have a bit of feedback, a combination of live and pre-recorded material, and you'll be able to access that mid-July. So if you want to get on the wait list for that to be notified when it comes out, then follow the link in the description below. And if not, then I'll see you next week.